The Monday Music Review. Last year, Marina and the Diamonds came on the programme when the year was just about to explode for her. She had a number 5 album with her debut, The Family Jewels, and was named Best New UK and Ireland Act at MTV's European Music Awards. And she's back again today, and you look totally different. I did not recognise you when you walked in.
Really?
Yes, you have... Have you got grey hair?
Yeah.
Why? What's happened?
It's been a hard year, you know.
Yeah, it's been a really long year. I don't know. I just wanted it to be silver, so it is.
Okay. Well, that's why I didn't recognise you. Anyway, here's the big single that many will remember from that album, Hollywood. Well, Marina releases the first single from her second album today. It's called Radioactive, and she's here to talk about that and various other things, I hope. Right, let's talk about Radioactive, which is Marina's official single release from her second album. It's on Radio 1's playlist, which is obviously a very good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Thank you,
week
Radio
after
1.
week we talk about singles that are really good and how difficult it is to guess on that playlist. I mean, when you find that out, do you think, OK, I'm going to be fine with this single then?
Oh, I'm never... No, I never think I'm fine. Every morning is torment.
Is it?
Yeah, I wake up and the first thing I think is, what am I going to do wrong?
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean...
You don't. You're full of confidence. And...
no, that's all a lie.
OK. That's the front, is it?
But I'm very grateful because yesterday it was released and my fans are incredibly loyal, and it's at... I think it's at 26 on iTunes on the first day of release, so very happy.
You've been releasing a couple of things earlier as well, a couple of videos on YouTube as well over the summer.
Well, kind of. I've got this idea for my second album. I want it to be like a film. So I'm not really focusing on singles as much as I did on the first campaign. So I've got part 1 and part 2 out now. Part 3 will come in November, and don't know whether it will even be a music video. I really love having a cinematic aspect to my work. So.
I was quite interested in this idea. There's a character called Electro Heart, isn't there, that you've created?
It's called Electro Heart, and it focuses on American archetypes. So I'm exploring that. I kind of love questioning identity and illusion, especially in pop music. So that's what the album's going to be about.
Yeah, okay. There's almost an expectation of that now as well, because Lady Gaga has so many characters, and it's almost this kind of shape-shifting thing is what you have to do in pop. So maybe do you think that's inspired this in some way? That sort of...
I don't know. I would like to say no, but if Lady Gaga had never existed, maybe I wouldn't have come up with a concept. You don't know. It's just you kind of respond to, pop culture, I suppose, and are inspired by different things.
Yeah. I mean, Joy and John, is this the first time you've heard this single?
No, I was just mouthing the words and singing along with a slight dance, which I'm thankful it's radio. Though I just did notice the cameras in the corner.
Well, so tell Marina what you think of it.
Let's have a talk, you and I. No, I mean, I feel like it's such a change, I think, from what I was expecting. It's very, you and I were talking before this whole thing started backstage, just that, it's a little bit, it has more of a club dance feel to it, and that you wanted to play around with. A lot of the dance club songs have like getting drunk at the bar and blah blah blah. But you wanted to actually tackle something, and I like how much spunk is in it. You're kind of taking a piss at somebody, I think.
Is that right? Is that accurate though?
Yeah, definitely. It's quite a spiky song. It's well, I don't know. I've always been very open about how I feel about pop music, and I think it's much easier to criticise about so-called generic music with not having a foot in that ring. So this year I've really tried a lot of different things and worked with lots of inspiring people, and I wanted to do my take on a genre that's very popular at the moment, which is dance music.
You're saying you're working with people. It was Stargate.
Yes.
To work with. I once went to Trondheim actually to
interview them.
They were mixing
They're
Blues
lovely.
Flyby 2 when I was there. Very strange. They have done some really classic pop singles over the years. They did S Club Party. They did Beautiful Liar, Shakira. They did Rihanna.
They did Rude Boy.
Let's forget they did Day and Night for Billie Piper. I was wanting to say, how different has the song ended up from when you wrote it in your head to when you heard it on the radio? How much did it change?
Hugely, actually, and it was within one day it changed, because I wrote it to, I would say, kind of a guitar pop track, and then they got this track from a producer called DJ Chucky, and it was much more of a house dance track, and they put it underneath it, and it was a hard moment for me because I was like, wow, it's like, this is very different to what I would usually do, but the song really came alive, and I thought, you know what, you have to go with what is the best energy, so I went for that. And
what do you think, Kate?
I like it. Is this going to be representative of all the stuff on the album then, or is this one side of Electro Heart?
No, it's actually, I like being contrary, and I think if you're going to make a jump, you should really go for it. So I've actually gone with this single on purpose because it's like the one extreme of the album. The whole album
quite a brave thing to do, I think.
It's much more of a pop electro album, and it's more in the vein of Fear and Loathing, which is part one. But I think, yeah, you should go for like the most scary song first, and if people still like you, then it's like, well, it's only up from here.
I think it's made a lot of sense because the last album sold a lot over a long time without having the real breakthrough single. I think this is the kind of song that radio will get behind and play and maybe give you that single. I'm going to ask a question I don't think I've asked since I asked the Soup Dragons in about 1990. Has there always been a dance element to your music?
No, but there's always been a very strong pop element. And I really appreciate pop culture, and I'm never been shy about my ambitions. So, no, there hasn't.
Okay, well, let's move on then. What did you think of it? Do you want to tell Marina?
I really enjoyed it. It's a genre of music that isn't as common back home in the States, especially in the South. You know, dance-related music. So, but it'd be on really heavy rotation in my house.
Oh, would it?
I can imagine me dancing around the house with my children.
I love the line, lying on a fake beach, you'll never get a tan. That's my slogan. It suggests there's depth in that line, I'm going to think.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I was interrupting. I was going to ask one question about an issue at the moment. You're saying how the album's deals with sexuality and sort of feminism. What did you make, as a female pop star, of Rihanna getting her top off in a field in Northern Ireland last week? Does that disappoint you? Is it interesting?
No, because I mean the album's not really about that anymore. But I mean, as a female, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion anymore. I think maybe a year ago I would have felt a bit more, spiky about it.
Well, last time you were on the programme, you said that the music industry is almost obsessed with female pop stars looking like strippers and pole dancers.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true, and maybe it's not the music industry dictating it, but I think females, from a very innocent point of view, kind of they dress provocatively because they know that will gain attention, and people like attention. It's not my place to say whether it's right or wrong, but for me, I can't do that. It's just like, it's not part of my identity. But I really enjoy Rihanna and other pop stars who are quote unquote provocative, but I just think the more you do it, the less shocking it becomes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it good touring with Katy Perry? Because she also has that interest in sort of cartoonising and dressing up. And,
yeah, it was a glittery pink cloud dream.
Perfect for any little girl. Well,